Well, howdy there. A couple days ago, I had the pleasure of seeing the new Lars von Trier film, Melancholia. It was a sneak preview on what they call a qualifying run. I think that's for the awards circuit. It was showing on one screen in one theater in all of Los Angeles. Showing one time a day. So for, I think, 7 days. And now it's qualified for the award season, basically. I thought it would be out well before the award season, but perhaps not. Melancholia is about the end of the world. It's about melancholy. It's about sisterhood. It's about deep human feeling and emotions. That is to say, not much happens in this film, but a lot of stuff happens. If you get that, it's very deep, heavy. You know how you could spend a weekend with your family and not do much, basically, sit on the couch and, watch sports, but something may happen that at the end of the weekend, your relationship has evolved in some way. That's kind of what this film is like. It's visually amazing. Right off the bat, I'll give it a 9. I've pretty much settled on a 9. As soon as I saw it, as soon as it was done, I was like, well, that was an 8, But my gut went with 8, and my mind would not let that be. Frankly, I saw this a couple days ago. I really haven't stopped thinking about it. It's a head scratcher. And again, very good. So I think a 9 is a fair rating, and it's certainly, one of the better movies of the year. Written and directed by Lars von Trier. He's a troublemaker. He makes very conflicting films. Divisive films. That's the word I wanted. I can't rattle some off to you, but I know he did Antichrist. But, he's an instigator. And he started out as like a visual graphic designer, intense special effects, intent on special effects. And those special effects they definitely show up here. It's not as gorgeous as Antichrist. I thought as hard as Antichrist was to sit through and it was absolutely beautiful, Lars von Trier could make genital mutilation beautiful. Who else can do that? And here we deal with the end of the world. Life as we know it. It stars Kirsten Dunst, I'm not sure, in a career resurgence, comeback, I guess. I kind of wanted to call it a black swan role because it's risky. She will definitely get nominated for Best Actress. Whether she'll win remains to be seen. She's certainly, from the films I've seen, the front runner. Basically because, I called it a black swan performance because she has to stay in this headspace that no one would want to be in for, months on end. I'm sure that took a lot out of her. I certainly would not jump at the chance to be the character she was. It was, again, probably pretty difficult. She had to hit a lot of emotional depths and notes. Again, a terrific spellbinding performance from Kirsten Dunst. Sidebar, she's nude in this. Not full frontal or anything, but she's nude. And, you know, I found that when esteemed actresses finally take off their clothes, that, you know, they get a nomination. So I think a nomination for her is a lock. And she is definitely, well, my front runner for Actress of the Year right now. And she's so beautiful. I fell in love with Kirsten Dunst a long time ago. God, what was that? I can't remember. She, you know, she's from the Spider-Man pictures. And she's been around for, like, since Interview with a Vampire. And that was, like, what, 95, maybe? 94? Anyway, she's been around. This is a career, like, clinching performance. Like, she's bound never to go away now. And, again, she took off all of her clothes, and that's awesome. You know, she's, you know, statuesque. Also stars Charlotte Gainsbourg, or Gainsborough, I'm not sure. She was also in Antichrist. She's very good here. All of the performances are very good. She's very good here. She also has a lot to do. This movie, I think, is deeply about sisterhood and familial relationships. You know, and in fact, the film is divided into two parts. Part one is Kirsten Dunst's character. Part two is Charlotte Gainsbourg's character. So you know, even though Kirsten Dunst is probably more maybe impactful. You know, I don't know. Certainly, the more famous face, she kind of definitely steals the show. But Charlotte Gainsbourg is excellent. You know, she's always excellent, but she's excellent here. Also stars Kiefer Sutherland. He's really good and creepy and sad. Again, I haven't seen Kiefer Sutherland in a movie in a while, and he's very good here. It kind of surprised me, actually. Let's see, who else is in there? Udo Kier, the famous character actor who's in everything, is also in this, and he's excellent. He probably gets, if you're laughing at this movie, you're probably going to laugh at Udo Kier. Who else is in the movie? Who else? Stellan Skarsgård is in there for a bit. Always tremendous. Always tremendous. There is a young Skarsgård. I would maybe hazard a guess that it's his grandson. Plays the child in the movie. He's a child actor. He's very good. You know, he's a Skarsgård, so I guess it's in his blood. The movie, I kind of feel like this is a spoiler, but the movie opens up. You basically watch the entire. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes, and the first 10 minutes is the next 2 hours. Like, the first 10 minutes is mind-blowing. That's really what I haven't been able to shake. The first 10 minutes encapsulates what happens in the next 2 hours. So, in theory, after the first 10 minutes are up, and I think it even comes before the title card. I mean, you watch the first 10 minutes, and then it's Melancholia, you know, a Lars von Trier film. You could leave the theater at that point because you've just seen the movie. You've just seen the movie. It's in a different way, a startlingly different way, but it's the entire film. And again, it's magnificent. the first 10 minutes, you see, it won second place, Melancholia. It won second place, the Grand Jury Prize at Cannes this year, under the top prize winner, Tree of Life. And in the articles I read, they drew great comparisons between the two. And that's because there are comparisons between the two. They are both cosmic and deal with huge human emotional things and life and death as we know it. I mean, I really don't want to get into the details of the end of the world, but we don't know it right away. It's like everyone is kind of going about their daily lives, ignoring the inevitable. And then in part 2, then it's like prevalent. Then it's like, that's what we worry about now. The entire first scene is a wedding, Kirsten Dunst's wedding. And again, maybe it's like maybe it's all symbolic, Maybe it's like after the wedding, her world might as well end. Because she does not want to be at that wedding. She does not probably want to be married or spend the rest of her life with this man. The first scene for me was very difficult to watch. There's some things that I just don't get that I guess are human, but I can't identify with on what I feel is a molecular level. When people are malicious to each other, I just don't get it. And maliciousness seems to be a running theme in Lars von Trier's films. And it makes it a challenge for me to accept and like these characters and want to learn more about these characters because of their behavior and doing things that ethically I cannot agree with on a atomic level. So, that's my problem. It definitely made it more challenging for me to get into it. But I'm sure that, sadly, some people are like that. I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of time. Again, this is one of the better films I've seen this year. It's a solid 9. It's absolutely visually stunning. Again, Lars von Trier cut his teeth as a graphic design and special effects. Everything is beautiful here. The performances are excellent. Kirsten Dunst, now, if she had disappeared for a while, she's back and bigger than ever, and I doubt she'll ever go away. She's beautiful and mesmerizing in this. All of the acting is great. The story, the writing is good, and again, I think provides deep insight into the human condition, and gives you something to think about. I've thought about this film a lot over the last 2 days, and the images still replay in my mind. So that's Melancholia, and it was terrific. It's a 9. Thanks for watching.